Hi, it's Hans at ahappierman.com. Today's topic is don't worry, adapt. This is it's July 2020. We're still in the COVID-19 pandemic stage, right? It's still going on. It seems to me, when I look at the death count numbers, it seems like the COVID-19 is going away because there's less and less people dying, which I thought was the thing we were most worried about. But there is maybe more cases. So let's say where I'm at, things are going to be, let's say, dialed back. Now, the authorities did talk about this dialing back as a thing that we might have to do that, and so we were warned that if things open too fast, you might have to dial it back. So they're going to get dialed back a little bit, which I'm not going to worry about. I'm just going to adapt to, right? I'm going to call it fine. I'll say it's fine. I'll adapt to it. And I'm not worried about all of that. I've just adapted myself to deal with it. I've been asked to work from home from my employer, so I do that. If the community I'm in has decided that probably ought to wear masks for a while, well, I'll do that too. We'll just kind of adapt to the situation. But I'm not worried about it. I'm just going to adapt. Just like you should be doing for everything big in your life and everything small, right? Instead of fretting and worrying and being anxious about your situation, adapt to the situation. And adapting may mean you have to make some big changes in your life. I adapted to working from home. That was a big change, right? I adapted to wearing the mask when appropriate. That's a big change. Truthfully, I don't want to. I don't want to at all. But I will for the time being, as I'm asked. But I'm getting back to the adapting. I think this goes back to, let's say, more important things than that, which more important than a young, healthy person dealing with the pandemic that the numbers don't seem to bear it out, would be, what do you do about your life? If things are going wrong in your life, instead of worrying about them, do something about it. Adapt to the situation, right? If you're in a bad marriage, like I was, you might have to leave your wife. That was a massive adaptation for me. Massive effort. Started with incredible amounts of effort on my part to change my mindset from worrying about how I'm going to deal with this verbally abusive wife for the rest of my life, and rolling over to her and having just a terrible life of misery. I adapted, figured out, I've got to think well of myself, and I'm going to leave her and start my life over. If you have a bad marriage, if you're in a bad marriage, you might want to get my book, Leave Your Wife and Become a Happier Man with the 3-Step System, found on the ahappierman.com website. It'll save your life if you're in a bad marriage. But I adapted myself to that. I was a married man, family man with the 2 kids at home. I adapted to being a divorced man with rarely seeing my kids. And then I had to adapt again when my kids left their mother, kind of for the same reason I left her. She was just too hard on the people closest to her. And I adapted to being a full-time father with 2 growing kids to take care of. And now I've adapted again, new jobs, multiple moves. Adapt. We've all, people, your success comes from your ability to change with the times, to adapt to the changing situations, to not get bogged down too much in the past and worrying about the past too much, and you don't want to say, well, this is how I did it last year and 5 years ago and 10 years ago, that's the way you got to do it now. No, you got to adapt to now and the near future, right? Today, what's going on today, adapt to that. If your life, let's say you're going to work and you're working away and you get home and your wife is just criticizing, complaining, nagging, giving you a hard time, even though you're doing the best you can, given your capacity you have. If you're doing the best you can to take care of her and your family, and it's still not good enough, well, the adaptation is you're going to leave her, right? There's no way that she's ever going to treat you right. If she can't treat you right today, she can't treat you right tomorrow. Right? That's kind of the essence of the book, but you should get the book still. But what can you do today to make today better and to make your tomorrow a little bit better, right? What can you do? How can you adapt your situation? Can you smoke less? Can you drink less? Can you quit the hard drugs? Can you put your resume together if you're in a bad job and start applying for something better? Can you start making your plans to leave that bad marriage? And you'll find I've got a lot of that kind of, that's the theme of ahappierman.com is I'm not satisfied with my life the way it is. I've got to make some changes. And I think you'll find as a man, as a person, any person, if you're not satisfied with the way things are, you don't want to tolerate bad situations. You got to adapt in yourself to make better situations for yourself. So, in essence, don't worry, adapt. The worry isn't going to help you. It will not do anything for you. The only thing that'll do for you is making changes, adapting to something better. All for now.